Hi, very good morning. I am Lakshmi Narayana Gunta, PGT in Zoology at APMS and Junior College Kalvanja, and also working as NEET Super 60 Zoology faculty at Dupulvalsa, Srikakulam. Today we are going to discuss the structure of a skeletal muscle. Muscles, they are made up of a number of fascicles. Here in this diagram you can observe this is a skeletal muscle. Okay, this skeletal muscle, it is made up of a number of fascicles. One fascicle is taken out and shown here. Here you can observe the fascicle. Okay, this is a fascicle, and each fascicle, it is made up of a number of cylindrical structures called as the muscle fibers. Muscle fibers. This is a muscle fiber, and each muscle fiber, it consists of a number of parallel filaments called as myofibrils. Myofibrils. This is a myofibril, and each of these myofibril, it shows alternate dark and light bands. Okay, and let us observe the layers covering the muscle. Okay, this one is the epimysium. The layer surrounding all the fascicles is called as the epimysium. Epi means on the top. The layer surrounding all the fascicles is called as epimysium, and perimysium is the layer surrounding the fasciculus or muscle fascicle or the fasciculus. This is the perimysium surrounding the fascicle. This one is a fascicle. Here, this one is fascicle, and this all is the perimysium. And endomysium is the layer surrounding the muscle fiber. Each muscle fiber, it is surrounded by a layer called as endomysium. Skeletal muscle is made up of a number of muscle fascicles or fasciculi. This is a skeletal muscle, and it is made up of number of fasciculi or muscle fascicles. This muscle fascicle, it is again made up of a number of cylindrical structures called as muscle fibers, which is a myocyte. The muscle cell, okay, is called as a muscle fiber. They are long and cylindrical. This one is a muscle fiber or muscle cell. Okay, unlike that of normal animal cells, the muscle cells are cylindrical and long. Okay, this one is a muscle fiber. This muscle fiber, it consists of a number of long parallel cylindrical structures, cord-like structures called as myofibrils. This myofibril, it again consists of alternate dark and light bands. Okay, let us now discuss this muscle fiber. Okay, this muscle fiber is elongated and it consists of a number of nuclei. That's why it is called as syncytium. Unlike that of a normal animal cell, this muscle cell, it consists of a number of nuclei. This one is a nucleus, and this is another nucleus. And generally, the location of nucleus is central, at the center of the cell. But here, in this myocyte or a muscle cell or a muscle fiber, the location of the nucleus is peripheral, and the number of nuclei, they are many, numerous. That's why a muscle fiber is called as a syncytium. And the plasma membrane of this muscle fiber is called as sarcolemma. It is the sarcolemma. Generally, the outermost layer of an animal cell is called as plasmalemma, but the outermost layer of a muscle cell is called as sarcolemma. And the fluid present inside the cell is called as cytoplasm, whereas the fluid present in the muscle cell is called as sarcoplasm. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum of a muscle cell or a muscle fiber is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is a storehouse of calcium ions. Here you can clearly observe this net-like structure. It is nothing but sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is surrounding the myofibrils. These all are called as myofibrils. These are all myofibrils, and each myofibril, it is surrounded by a net-like structure. This net-like structure is nothing but sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum of a muscle cell is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. This is a mitochondria. The mitochondrion of a muscle cell is called as sarcosome. The plasma lemma of a muscle cell is called as sarcolemma. The cytoplasm of muscle cell is called as sarcoplasm, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum of a muscle cell is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum, and the mitochondria of a muscle cell are called as sarcosomes. Okay, coming to the triad system. What is a triad? A triad is the structure formed by the T tubules with sarcoplasmic reticulum and the cisterna. They together called as a triad system. Here you can observe this one is a T tubule and this one is another T tubule. The T tubule with endoplasmic reticulum, that is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. The sarcoplasmic reticulum, and these two, they are called as cisternae. The cisternae, the T tubule and the sarcoplasmic reticulum, they together are called as triad system. A triad is the structure formed by a T tubule with sarcoplasmic reticulum with its terminal cisternae. Okay, all together they form a triad. Okay, this muscle fiber, it consists of a number of myofibrils. Let us observe a myofibril, the structure of a myofibril. Each myofibril has alternate dark and light bands. These dark bands, they are called as A bands or anisotropic bands, whereas these light bands, they are called as isotropic bands or I bands. Okay, the H zone. What is H zone? H zone or H band or Hansen's disc is the central part of A band. This is dark band, A band. Okay, dark band is also called as A band, and this A band in the center, it is without thin filaments. Thin filaments, that's why it is light in color. This light colored region is called as Hansen's band or Hansen's disc or H zone. Here also in this diagram you can observe this is the H zone or Hansen's disc or H band. Okay, where the actin filaments are absent. These light colored bands are called as actin filaments and this one is called as the myosin filament. We will discuss it later. Okay, and the area where the actin filaments they are absent is called as H zone, which is present in the center of the dark band or A band. As this H zone is without thin filaments, it is pale in color and it is paler. Okay, and coming to the next one, that is Z line. This Z line or process line or Dobbe's line is called so because of its zigzag appearance. You can observe here clearly the zigzag appearance. Okay, because of this zigzag appearance, it is called as Z line, G line. This Z line or G line, it bisects the light band, that is I band. Here in this diagram, you can observe this one is a Z line and this one is another Z line. Okay, this Z line, it bisects the I band or light band. Here in this diagram, you can clearly observe this is light band and this Z line, it bisects the I band or light band into two halves. And to this Z line, the thin filaments or actin filaments, they are firmly attached with this Z line. Okay, and coming to the next one, that is M line. M for middle. M line is present in the center of the H band or Hansen's disc. This M line, it is very thin and it holds the thick filaments on A band. Okay, this M line, it holds some of the thick filaments towards this side and some of the thick filaments towards this side. Okay, let us once again recap all these things once again. Each myofibril, it consists of alternate light bands and dark bands. The dark band is also called as A band and the light colored band is also called as the I band. Okay, in the center of the dark band there is H band or Hansen's disc, and in the center of the H band there is a line called as M line. Z line, it bisects the light band. Okay, and what about the sarcomere? Let us observe. A sarcomere is the portion present between two successive Z lines. Here in this diagram you can observe this is a Z line which bisects the light band. Okay, this is another Z line which bisects the light band. Okay, and the area present between these two successive Z lines is called as a sarcomere. This one is called as a sarcomere. Okay, this sarcomere is considered as the structural and functional unit of contraction. Okay, literally the sarcomere, it consists of a dark band and two halves of light bands. Okay, here you can clearly observe this is a sarcomere. This sarcomere, it consists of this one, the dark band, that is A band or anisotropic band, one complete anisotropic band, and two halves of light bands. This one is a half of light band and this one is another half of light band. Okay, means a sarcomere, it consists of one A band and two halves of I band. Okay, let us now discuss these thin filaments and thick filaments. Okay, the thin filaments, they are also called as actin filaments, whereas the thick filaments, they are also called as myosin filaments. Let us now discuss the thin filaments. The thin filaments, they are composed of a number of proteins, out of which actin, tropomyosin and troponin, they are the most important proteins of thin filaments. The tropomyosin and troponin, they are called as regulator proteins as they regulate the movement of muscles. This is actin protein, and this one, the thread-like structure, this is called as the tropomyosin, and these are called as the troponin. Okay, each thin filament, it is made up of two F-actin molecules. F for filamentous. These filamentous molecules, they are helically wound each other. Here you can observe these are F-actin molecules. Okay, this one, the helical structure is called as the actin protein, and the thread-like structure which is also following with the F-actin is called as the tropomyosin, and here and there on regular intervals they are distributed, they are called as troponin. Okay, each filamentous actin is a polymer of G-actin proteins. G for globular, F for filamentous. A number of globular proteins, they unite to form a filamentous F-actin, which is a polymer of monomeric units called as globular actin molecules. And in addition, two filaments of tropomyosin, these two, they are tropomyosins. They also run along the filamentous actin protein. Okay, this one, the blue color one is called as filamentous actin protein, and this one is called as the tropomyosin. Okay, the thin filaments, they are made up of actin, tropomyosin and troponin. We have completed actin and tropomyosin. Let us go to the troponin. The troponin is distributed at regular intervals on the tropomyosin. This troponin is a complex of three peptides. Okay, what are they? They are named as TNT, TNC, TNI. The name itself indicates TNT. It is attached with the tropomyosin. This one is the tropomyosin. TNT, troponin T, it is also attached with the troponin C and troponin I. The other protein TNI, troponin I, it inhibits, I for inhibiting, it inhibits the binding site of the myosin. These circle shaped structures, they are called as the binding sites of myosin with actin. Okay, the myosin heads, they come and attach with the active site of the actin filament. And this TNI, it inhibits the binding of myosin head with this active site during resting stage. Okay, that's why it is called as TNI. Okay, the next one, the next troponin is TNC. C indicates calcium. The calcium ions, they come and attach with the TNC. Okay, this is all about the thin filaments. Coming to the next one, the thick filament. The thick filaments, they are composed of a motor protein called as myosin. This myosin, it can convert the chemical energy present in the ATP into mechanical energy. With the energy that is present in the ATP, that is the chemical energy, it utilizes the chemical energy and it converts into mechanical energy. But with this mechanical energy only it pushes the actin molecules like this. Okay, there are about 200 to 300 molecules of myosin present per a thick filament. It is a thick filament. You can observe the myosin molecules. These are the heads of the myosin molecules. The monomeric units that constitute the myosin are called as meromyosins. Meromyosins are the proteins, monomeric proteins that constitute a thick filament. Okay, here you can observe the meromyosins. Each meromyosin, it has a head and a tail. This one is the head and this one is the tail. Okay, the head is composed of heavy meromyosins, and whereas the tail is with light meromyosins. And in between the head and the tail, there is a short structure called as the neck or the short arm. It links head with the tail. Okay, these heads and necks, they project outward at regular distances from the myosin filament. Okay, that's why they are called as cross arms. Cross arms. This is the portion of a thick filament. These are the heads. Okay, and each head is with two binding sites. This one is the site for binding of ATP, and the next one is, this one is the site for active sites. They are the sites, they bind with the active sites of the actin, active sites of the actin protein. Okay, whenever ATP is utilized by this ATP binding site and it is converted into mechanical energy, with which these heads they move to the active binding site of the actin, and similarly they push the actin. This way these two sites, they are very much essential in the contraction of the muscle, which we will discuss in our next segment. Okay, and these thick filaments, they are arranged in two opposite directions. Here you can clearly observe the heads on the two ends of the thick filaments, they are arranged in such a way that they are opposite in direction, because they pull half of the actins from this side and remaining half of the actins from this side. That's why the contraction occurs. Okay, this is the arrangement of thick filaments and the heads. Okay, half of the heads, they are one side, remaining half of the heads, they are on the opposite side. And all the tails of the myosin filaments, they are arranged towards the M line. M line is the center line. Okay, and this is all about the structure of a muscle. Okay, thank you for watching, and don't forget to write the online exam. Okay, and follow me on YouTube simply by typing Lakshmi Narayana Gunta. Thank you.